and one mic.
Down.
And nobody got sick.
And nobody got sick. Right. Right.
Well, no, that's so true. So true.
Can I say this? Can I say this, Trey? I've had promoters get offended with me because of this new wave that we're in. So my backline changed. I now need 15 mics.
And it's understandable.
And they said, no, last year we only had 6. I said, yo, this is different times now.
Different time, Doc.
And now we get the churches get upset because I can't minister that just at any church anymore. Because if they don't have the facility, they don't have the space, then we can't be effectively safe.
Right.
So how do we handle that? Because, you know, my choir, we travel with our own microphone covers. We got our own mic.
Come on.
And people get offended. Oh, you're trying to say we ain't clean? No, like Kev said, we just don't know.
Maybe you ain't clean. You don't know.
But the bigger issue with that, Pastor, is now you got to figure out you having the 15 mics and everybody having their own mic. Now we got the solo wonders on stage.
Woo! Message.
I have my own mic now. Kill it.
It's over.
I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this. Oh
God. They wanted their own mic anyway.
I've been wanting to show Shayla that I scream better than Shayla. So I got my own mic tonight and I'm gonna show her.
They wanted their own mic anyway.
Mr. Mike, Mr. Poundman, turn me up.
Minister Kevin, mine ain't really up. Could you turn me up some?
Speaking on that, how we all have been affected one way or another by COVID. Our family member, choir member. How did you guys group took it? I mean, my group took it well, but how did your guys' ministry take it? Did you have some that didn't want to come to rehearsal no more? Shout out to Keith Wonderboy Johnson, the legend is here.
Yes.
Did you have issues with group members not wanting to come to rehearsal and things like that?
Well,
I think everybody pretty much kind of went through that phase because everybody's unsure. Okay. And like, I can only speak for me. When I started back having rehearsals, I did it like once every 3 months or something, just to bring us together, just to, you know, for everybody to see each other, lay eyes on each other, that everybody was okay. And once we started doing that and people didn't get sick, you know, we took the necessary precautions to make sure that everything was done. The sanctuary was sanitized, the pews were sanitized, like the mics, everything was sanitized, instruments, the whole nine, to make sure that they were comfortable in coming into an environment where there's so much that's going on in the world, you know, and so they became very comfortable with being around each other. It took a minute, but, you know, there was not a lot of hesitation. It was more so of, we're just glad to be around each other, see each other. We ain't been, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely hard.
Anybody else want? I know my group was pleasantly. They were happy. We went an entire year. Anybody else went an entire year? I mean, we did do an engagement, but we went an entire year without rehearsal.
We did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering, was I the only one that did that?
Yeah,
you wouldn't have rehearsals, but you taking engagements. Like, in fact, me and David Wright was on one of them in the pandemic. Remember that?
Where were we at?
We sung in front of Daddy Grace. They call it Daddy Grace, Father, whatever that thing.
Yeah, on Fulton Street, outside.
That was in the heart of the pandemic.
Right there on Fulton Street. And
they told us they was going to clean the mics. They still had us sharing mics. I was like, no.
I made them wait like 10 minutes.
You did.
I said, yo, we got to, because my choir, taking over for my dad, I don't have a choir of young people.
Right.
So my choir, most of them are in their 50s, 60s, and some in their 70s. So I felt they would see different choirs doing this and that and that. we got a lot of young choirs in New York. I ain't gonna call no names. They be doing a whole lot of stuff. And they're young and stuff. And I was telling, they said, how come we can't do that? I said, y'all can't do that because y'all are grandmothers and grandfathers. COVID is different when it hits somebody in their 70s than it hits somebody that's 20, 21 years old. You when you're 18, 19, 20, you go to the bathroom and pass COVID on out. But when you of elderly status, which most of my choir, not majority of them, but we have some that we have to be careful with because of their age. So it was just some stuff we just had to put a pause on. I told them, look, we'll be back, but let's just pause it for a while.
Right. It's nothing wrong with that. Taking things one step at a time, not rushing. We're back to somewhat normalcy, but it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, we still not, and I'm going to give Keith and Josh, y'all could take the floor. Montrae, we know he don't like to talk much, but we're going to make him talk tonight. Living in this world that we living in, what's next for us, man? What is next for you? How you going about your health, man? How we, it's one thing that the COVID is out here, but are we doing the right thing? Because we know it was prominent. Let's talk about it. It was prominent in our neighborhood for a reason. In the Black community, Black and brown communities, are we eating better? Are we taking more supplements? Did this pandemic wake us up?
Yeah. Now I want to say it woke me up. Just the knowledge of the whole situation. I want to piggyback off of where we was talking about the different choirs. I caught it. I was at a service and I had my mask on, sitting in the audience, I had my mask on. And when it was time for me to get up to sing, I took my mask off to sing. So I actually caught it in the air. It was airborne. So I had my own personal mic. People be like, oh, you travel with your own mic? Yeah, man, real talk, COVID is real. So yeah, I have my own mic because I can't afford it. But I end up catching it and I end up spreading it to my family. And not only that, but I spread it to my praise team at my church. So my whole praise team caught it from me. The pastor caught it from me. The first lady, the assistant pastor, all of them caught it because of me. And it messed me up. Like I was more worried about them than myself.
Wow.
It just that was a rough season. That was a rough season. And to move forward, of course, throughout the pandemic, we doing is sitting home chilling, so we eat. So I picked up a lot of weight, but from that, now I'm trying to get my health back together. I joined a program called the Calo Weight Loss, which the first 3 weeks I lost 15 pounds. So I'm really.
I can see it, man. I said you look like you losing weight. What you mean you picked up weight?
Man. Yeah, man. I'm trying. But
you can close that jean jacket now. I'm gonna put in there. For real, man.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So, and I want to live. The main thing I want to live for my wife and my kids, man. So
right.
Definitely. We try to me and my wife, we're both working together. Try to count our calories, try to count what we can count. Just try not to overdo it. Try to exercise, and then doing small stuff. Like if you go to the grocery store, park at the end of the grocery store and walk to the store. Stuff like that. All that stuff adds up.
Well, it works for us here in New York because I do a lot of walking. So.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
I do a lot of walking. Dave is up in the suburbs.
Y'all can't drive nowhere.
We can. We don't have to, but we can. We drive. And having a car here, bro, is a luxury. It's a luxury. You don't need it.
When we came to New York, the James Hall's Appreciation at Big Church, that's a 2-lane street.
Oh, you talking about my church, Citadel?
It's a
that's what I'm saying.
This big old bus blocked the entire street.
Yeah, it's like this.
Right.
It's like this.
You can't go nowhere. All you got to do is walk. I see why y'all stay.
But believe it or not, bro, we got some of the most obese people here.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Very serious.
Wow. Wow.
It's a fact. Like it's like it's common knowledge. Like we got some of the most. It's because of the food. That's American. That's Americans. Period. If you go in any other country, they don't eat like us, and that's why they're not as big. We go to Chinese. You don't see no big Chinese people. Or mostly it's black people.
That's
Keith Wonderboy.
So you muted, boss. You muted.
Oh,
He does this every week. Hey, Kevin, I don't know why Kevin got to tell you. You do this every week, big bro.
I'm saying, man. You bring these. This is my first time with them, man.
Oh, this your first time with them, so you got to get used to it. Like he's been doing this for a whole year with us.
Right. Hey, they had me feeling so bad, man. They got these dramatic backgrounds. I had to go and try to find me something. Shoot.
Listen, I only got mine out because
Kevin set his up as soon as he saw Montrae's.
That's a fly. You know what I'm saying? Kevin know he a fly guy. And Josh got these emotional paintings and stuff behind him.
Here you go, Keith. Here you go.
Y'all excuse me for my tardiness, man. I had to do baptism, and I had 5 people, and one of them left a ring around the tub, so I had to clean that up before I came on in here. That water turned into black coffee.
That was all that scent. That was all that scent, Keith. They had to wash that scent off.
This is too much.
We go for it over here. But yeah, man.
I'm just glad Griff is not on here. Let me not say that. Griff, we miss you. But if Griff was on here, him and Keith holds us up for about 2 hours because all they do is joke back and forth with each other.
Anyway, when I did this song and God gave me this song, I said this song was for I knew this song was gonna get for Pastor Wright. And then when I was able to go to Israel with the Israelites, and I gave them that song. I was doing things over there different now. That's how Jason did.
Oh God! Get you for that.
That Jason, no,
he gonna get you.
He give you that resume though while he doing it.
Yo,
he gonna give you. Well, let me tell you something. My brother got a resume. Let's thank God for his resume. He got one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
which Jason are y'all talking about?
You say, Kevin?
Which Jason are y'all talking
Jason
about?
Claiborne. Yeah. Claiborne.
That's who he
But we had both of them on. Jason Claiborne and Jason McGee. Both of them be on.
Yeah, you got to be up here with Jason, dog. Jason, when I wrote the
Jason, when you watch, because Jason will watch the playback. Jason, we love you.
I
ain't talking about you.
I was in Brazil, and the Lord gave me this song for Kevin Lemon, and
in Keith Wonderboy's defense, he does this while Jason is here, so he ain't doing nothing different. He does this while Jason is here.
Welcome to the first timers. We do this.
Yeah, but, this is what we do.
Pandemic, we've been doing this since the beginning of the pandemic. So I saw.
Yes, we did. We was having fun, man. Being stuck in the crib when we was really stuck in the crib. We was doing it.
I was like, hey, man, the pandemic really, changed my group. Because I had my computer split. My guitar player, my keyboard player, they didn't want to come to, rehearsal. So, they jumped out my computer, because I use tracks. They got out the computer and they didn't come to rehearsal. So I had to do rehearsal, when your musicians don't want to come to rehearsal. So.
They shouldn't play.
You didn't even catch it. I use tracks. I said my guitar player, my keyboard player, they jumped out the computer.
I heard it. I caught it now. Now I got it.
We're trying to stay safe.
I'm slow. Got it. Speaking of music, how important it is, anybody could jump on this, how important it is, especially now, to make, I don't want to say, how to word this. We want to make music to curve, but especially for these times, like the Marvin Gaye days, what's going on, and back in the songs that mean something, that are saying something. How important is it to you guys to put that in your music for today?
You want me to go first? I believe you got to have a balance. You got to have balance for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you right now you got some people that have been touched, and they writing some very inspirational songs during this time, but everybody don't want to hear that all day. So you got to have a balance. You got to write some songs, some happy songs, like just give us something with an upbeat, make them smile or whatsoever. So shameless plug, my new CD dropping in October. And one of my favorite songs out there is just simply say, I'm a living testimony of the goodness of the Lord. He's done great things, even in the pandemic, great things in my life. That's the whole song.
Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Keith Wonderboy, I just want to put this out here real quick, man. My wife is your biggest fan. And she rocks to this day in Easter, birthday, 4th of July, whatever kind of cookout going on, she will play the 12 Days of Christmas. She will play it all. And listen, I'll be a man of God, I'll be cussing. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think, and this is just my honest opinion, this is just me. And don't nobody shoot me. Pastor Wright, you might have to call your security staff for this one. But I don't think anybody's happy anymore.
Wow. What do you mean by that?
I don't think anybody's happy because we are constantly writing songs that are dreadful, that are, it constantly speaks to where we are and not where we're going. Like we're always singing about, I've been through, I've been down, I've been busted, I've been abused, I've been battered, blah, 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 blah. But we don't never talk about how we came out of that and how God has blessed us. And now we're reigning, we're ruling, we're above average on everything. Like it's dreadful. It's dreadful. And that's just me. That's just me. I know that might be the thing that's going on with radio now, they're more inspirational. But with gospel music, choir music, as well as quartet music, there was a joy that came about singing. There was a joy. I don't care if it was a fairy tale or not. It was joyful. It was exciting. It made you happy. I don't want to walk around crying all day.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
So true.
Listen, we take this thing, we need to live in worship and worship. We take that thing literally, but the Bible even tells us that man shouldn't dwell in the presence of the Lord always. At some point you got to come out and explore life. And I going back to the very top of the subject when we were talking about the pandemic, I think with the pandemic, it has done two things. There is a positive and then there's a negative. The positive of it is that it causes us to focus on what's more important and what's not. But then at the same time, as we concentrate on what's important, which is family, health, friends, all of that, the negative side of it, it gave us an excuse not to do what's right by the church.
Right.
Wow.
It gave us an option. And when we were coming up, we didn't have no option. You or you ain't.
It's true.
There's no in between. And so with that being said, I think it's kind of dampened. The church is going to have a hard time coming back really to where it was, because now we have so many options to do other things. So that's the side of the pandemic.
Anybody else want to go? Jump in?
You asked about music, so go back to the music part.
No, but I like that happens here all the time. Don't worry, you right on course, because that's how we flip in here. The next thing you know, we be having prayer service in Tarian. But anyway, Yeah, you keep to tell you. But
Mhm.
anyway, anybody else want to touch in on that?
Well,
Yeah.
as I mentioned before, I'll get this out. This brung a this the first time a major, event has taken place, and I wasn't in New York. And my mother wouldn't allow me to come back. My parents wouldn't allow me to come back to New York. They said, stay in Atlanta. Don't you come back here. But it made me look at life, period, different. I just got home when 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was on one of the first planes that left New York after that. It's something being in New York. I was at home when we had the blackout. Man, that was the worst feeling in the world. I had money in my pocket and it did me no good.
Wow.
Wow.
And it did me no. And then you talking about terror. I remember riding through Brooklyn at night when we had that blackout.
And it's dark.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a movie. And then when it came to this, you know how we started talking in the beginning about this pandemic. Now, granted, we all, from the same era, and we got some that's, some got really everybody got a certain swag. Some got more swag than others. Guess what? It didn't matter how much swag you had. If you had a hot song on the radio, we were all at the house. It did not matter. Everybody was at the house, and it made you look at things different. I know it strengthened my relationship even more. So that's what I got from it.
As it should have. And if you weren't strengthened in this pandemic or pivot in the right direction, what were you doing? So I
Right.
think this was a moment for us to all get on course, to focus on us instead of the things that are meaningless. And this pandemic, for me, taught me so much, and it showed me so much, and it exposed me to so much, and I'm grateful for it. And it was really, it was needed. I mean, not the deaths, of course. We wish that wouldn't have happened, but how important was it for some of you guys to get in a place where you can just focus and turn off all of the noise?
Well, for me, and just to piggyback a little bit, with the songwriting and there should be a song. We don't want to cry all the time,
That's true.
And if there's nothing coming from us, the songwriters, the artists, we got to put something in an atmosphere of positivity, because I believe in speaking it into existence and even singing it into existence.
Amen.
So we can't stay in this pandemic area where everything is dreadful, nobody's happy. We got to see beyond this and start writing songs for the coming out of this. Because if we stay here, and I tell my ministers, my preachers, sometimes even as preachers, we tend to just preach to the downtrodden. Oh, you coming up, you about to be a millionaire. What will you preach to a room full of billionaires? Who don't need a prophecy of all your bills going to get paid? What will you sing to them? So we have to have that balance. Yes, we're going to worship, we're going to cry out, and some people are struggling, but not everybody's on the bottom struggling. Some folks is doing real good and smiling. So they need some songs too. And the pandemic itself, it brought me, I was running so much. Here, there. When that shutdown happened, I got so much time that I needed with my family. And the pandemic strengthened my marriage.
Come on.
It strengthened my household. And some folks, they said the abuse rate went up because some folks had to actually
Divorce
sit
rate
down.
went up.
Yeah,
And it strengthened everybody's marriage, but thank God it strengthened yours.
But shame on that. But I thank God for my wife. My relationship was strengthened in the midst of the pandemic because we had more time to focus on family.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
That's
Anybody else want to
so
go?
true.
I gotta agree, man. I mean,
Yeah.
me and my wife, I mean, we've always been close, but we've gotten closer since the pandemic, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm grateful, you know.
Yeah.
My granddaddy used to say, you had to have that pure love during this pandemic. I know people that was breaking down the door to get outside. No.
Listen, it's all it. You'll find out what people value. You know, when certain things happen. You know, we found out what people value more. Some people was upset that they had to be home. It's like, God darn it.
Yeah, right.
You know, I did not want to be up in here. And listen, I stayed at home with my kids when they were younger. I'd rather go to work. You know what I'm saying? I love my kids.
Bro,
But
just like as you see, they had the worst two cities playing each other the first round of the playoffs. When New York played the Atlanta, man,
oh, don't talk about New York Knicks on here. We got a New York Knicks.
They wasn't following no rules, Doc. I looked at both of them. The stadium here and in New York, man, it was packed to the top row. You ain't see no mask, nothing.
Listen, they was just excited to be in the playoffs. They never there, so you know. You gotta,
who's a Knicks fan?
We're not going to do that. I got my New York Knicks prayer shawl right here.
Look at it. I knew he was going to find something. I knew he was going to find something.
I knew he was going to find
something. Don't y'all talk about these Knicks.
You sound like my father, Pastor. He used to be like, I gotta shut everything down. We got a game tonight. We got a game tonight.
That's right. We got a game.
Are they any good?
Who?
Yeah, are they good?
He's of course Kevin gonna talk his stuff because Ice Tray took them out in Atlanta. Ice Tray did take
we got something for that.
Did Ice Tray got
Ice Tray? We got something for him.
But guess what, y'all? Guess what? This is the crazy part about it. I don't even like any of the Atlanta teams.
Yikes.
You don't? Except the basketball team?
I don't like none of the Atlanta teams.
You don't like the basketball team?
No.
Oh, wow.
Well,
that's like me.
I don't blame
I'm a LeBron.
I don't blame him.
Wherever he is.
Well, I know one thing.
I always root for others, except for the Knicks.
At least Pastor can brag that the Knicks ain't never did that. The Hawks and the Nets, they were down. They couldn't give tickets away at one time. they had the gospel artists coming in. You get a free concert if you just come to the game.
Right.
I know I'm in Atlanta now, boy. Them Hawks couldn't give
you get a free concert. Just come to the game, please.
I'm telling you,
Atlanta, we are over the Falcons, the Hawks, the Thrashers, whatever, the Braves, because they can't never finish. They never.
That's how I feel about the Knicks. That's how I was born and raised a Knicks fan when I was younger, and they broke my heart one time, and I said never will I root for them again. And that was in the Patrick Ewing era. And that was it.
When Patrick got blocked.
Come on back.
When Charles Smith,
when they couldn't win, when Michael Jordan
went up three times.
That's it.
Dunked the ball, man. He went up 3 times and got blocked. Man, I started throwing everything Knicks out. My daddy went.
You're gonna make me cry.
Trey, you got to ask something that Montrae can get in on because he's been quiet this whole time.
Oh! Trust me, I'm coming down. I'm coming down his alley right now.
Montrae definitely was bragging. He was telling about the goodness of the pandemic blessings that was coming. Boy, what you said, man, he killed me that night. What you said? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Biden.
Oh yeah, I just was now, Montrae. You just did an event with Ricky Dillard and Keith Wonderboy Johnson, and he had everybody there, y'all. Hint. He had everybody there except all the rest of us. How did that go, Montrae?
Right.
Yeah,
I'll miss you.
Montrae.
How did that go, Montrae? Don't get up from the seat. Talk down, Montrae.
Hey, you know, people ask you how questions start, get a little antsy switching.
He was like, should I go find
It was
something?
good though, man. We had a good time. Uncle Keith came down here and quartetted. You know, they went up for him. The ladies was throwing all their stuff at him and falling out their hats and stuff. You know, this is a quartet city, man. So they was going up for him. He came in late. He came in over an hour and a half late.
He love a late.
Yeah.
He love a late.
He came in as soon as he came in.
He
stopping him at the door.
Montrae, I gotta ask this question. When he was up doing that, did he make the announcement that I gotta catch a flight?
No, he didn't do that this time. Not this show.
Not that one.
No. He was too busy. He was trying to sell the rest of his CDs and take pictures with everybody. He was kissing babies' heads and stuff.
He said, catch a flight.
Yo, Keith did a live. We did our live recording about 2 years ago.
I was there.
I'm telling you, I got to tell Keith.
I was there.
Keith's song, and I'm like, yo, where is Keith? I know he was here, but we were just talking to him. He was downstairs eating chicken
wings. And came up with barbecue sauce on his shirt and tore the house.
Came up with chicken grease on his hands and stuff, you know, and killed it.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Josh Copeland is with us. He has an amazing song out, literally. That is killing. So speaking about music, where did that song come from, and why did you feel like that was a good time? And because there's other artists that's watching as well, so I want to know what goes into making a hit song, what goes into making a song that will bless the nation, because you guys all on here have had those songs. What is that process like for you, Josh?
Well, it's all, man, real talk. I just prayed, and I wanted to release a single, and a friend of mine named Larry, he wrote the song All Things Work It. And when I heard it, I was like, dude, I need that song, man. I need that song. And not so much, I mean, I'm grateful and I'm honored that it's blessing people, but it was for me. That ministered to me, just to know that God is taking the good, the bad, however the situation may look, and realize it's going to turn around for my good. That's all things working for my good. Romans 8:28, man.
Yeah, and you sang the heck out of it.
Listen,
dude.
listen.
You the heck out of anything, yo.
Nah, dude.
I'm gonna tell you, I on this platform, we give everybody their flowers while they can smell them. I don't believe in. I had fake love when somebody dies, and then everybody posts about them, and now you all of a sudden you're sharing their music. Why you didn't do that while you didn't do that while they were living? Why?
Right,
That's so nasty and rude. I hate that. So when everybody comes on the show, and I don't have to brag on this, and it's not a bragging rights because it's just real. And Montrae and Keith can tell you because it's not their first time here. All of the brothers that have come on here, there was some that wasn't even talking with each other or didn't even know each other like that. And from this platform have gained so much respect and started working with each other and do things with each other and communicate on a regular basis. So this platform is really like a brotherhood. And, last one of you guys, anybody that I invite is because I admire you and I respect you and what you do. For real. Everybody on this platform you guys are like your own superheroes, gospel superheroes, you know what I'm saying, in your own right. And if nobody ever tell you guys that y'all are dope, I'm telling you, you freaking dope. You know what I'm saying? Dope. And that song, The Blood, that you sang with Charles, my friend Charles Butler. Thank you. Yo, I can't even find the words when he starts going in. I'm like, I don't get stuck off of many people because when you come from a singing family like mine, you used to all of that singing. You just singing it don't move you that much. But this dude on that song, man. Oh my God, what do you be thinking about? Like you be thinking about like all the worst times of your life. Like what happened? What gets into you? Like
Yo,
like
that's funny, but
that
yo, that is so real though. That's exactly where I go to. I go right straight to that place of every time that the blood was applied, dude.
Yo, man.
That's where my mind goes.
Let me tell you what I love about this young man. Let me change my voice back because it sounded like I was going to be a pastor.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
stupid, man.
But the thing that I love about Josh is we see the essence of his humility before he opens his mouth.
That's true.
He is serving in the background with the other people, singing the songs together, interacting, having a time. He steps out. He starts singing. It's almost like it's a David Ruffin kind of thing. He flies out. He starts at a medium pace. And within 2 to 3 seconds, he has taken off and has killed us. It's all that you come encounters with someone that is graceful and talented enough to be able to do that.
Wow.
To mesmerize you in the beginning, to hook you in, and then to slay you in 2 seconds. And literally 2 seconds, because that's all you're going to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He starts at 1, and by 2.5, he's already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gone,
Doc. And the other thing I love about it is that he has no shut off. Josh, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, literally.
I've been watching.
That's a fact.
Ladies that sing in my choir, Tawana Jackson, Pastor Tawana Jackson. He and her are the exact same. They have no.
Put them on a song together, Kevin.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Put them on a song together.
That'll be a problem.
Listen. None of
Let's
us will be able to do anything.
Hey, let's do it, Kev. Let's do it.
Love it. I love it. You know, I'm down with it. I'll make it happen. But, you know, we don't find singers like that.
You don't.
Yeah, singer.
And you could tell that this guy has a real history and a testimony when he sings.
That's true. That's very true. Same thing about the Lemon Heads, man. Oh my God.
Listen,
can
we just talk about them in New Orleans?
Yo,
New Orleans
just
show
different.
Stupid to me.
Just different. They different.
Yeah,
they different. Like there's a lot of good singing choirs. You got your Ricky Dillix, you got your James Halls, you got your Jason McGee, you even got your Jason. There's a lot of good singing choirs, man. What makes the Lemonheads stand out the way they do, bro? What do you? I mean, you got the whips and chains in rehearsal. Like, what's happening?
Is this real straight talk?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get crucified tonight. Y'all got my back.
I got you, Doc.
All right, here it is. Them jokers don't care.
Wow.
They don't care who's in front of them, who's in the audience, who's sizing them up, who like them, who don't, who's with them, who's not. They just gonna give it what they got, and that's that. You gonna take it or you gonna leave it, and we going on to the bus.
Right.
That's exactly how they are. That's their thought, their mentality. Because my people have been through so much within their own situations, and how they had to come out of this and that. They ain't got time to be worrying about what the industry like or what the church, what this like, this, that, and that. No, they just gonna give their all to God, and then that's gonna be that, and they going on about their business.
Wow.
I love that you touched on that, because I was coming right to David and Montrae as well. I admire my big brother David for doing what he's doing, taking on Dad's legacy like that, and keeping it alive, and doing it. You know, there's one or two things that can happen when the business get handed over to the children. You know, they make it better, or they destroy it. And this dude has took his father's legacy and just taking it up and up and up. you know. So it still got and I love how he stays true to what his father did,
Yeah.
but he still manages to put that new finesse in there, you know, like,
Mhm.
you know, we're gonna give you today's music as well, on top of some of that old traditional stuff. And I love how you took that on. And it just was nominated for a Stella. You know what I'm saying? This past Stella, this
Good.
past Stellas, and doing major things. Dave, how was that process, and how was that mantle for you? Are you glad that you decided to take on the legacy?
Well, I'm definitely glad that I decided to take it on, but it hasn't been an easy journey.
I
You
know it
know,
has.
especially in the music area. My father was a giant. I mean,
Yes, he was. Yes,
Yes,
he
for
was.
sir. Yes,
for
sir.
years from the 60s and the 70s,
Yeah.
and a lot of pressure comes with that.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, the pressure of having to be
To live up. You gotta live
answered.
up to it.
Yeah, you got to live up to it. So I couldn't start as a new artist. I had to start where he left off.
Mm.
So starting there, you got to hurry up and get to that level. But I always a lot of times people expected me to be my father, but I can't be him. I tell folks all the time he took his shoes with him.
Mm.
So what I can do is just continue in that vein, continue that legacy that he left behind, and
Right.
build on it. Because it's easy to just do. I could do throwback concerts for the next 50 years, but you can't stay back. You got to keep progressing and keep going forward. So I'm glad that we were able to do this, and that God has given me grace to do it. Because if not for the Lord, some people lose their parents and they can't function.
That's
They
true.
can't function. I got people in my church that say they can't really come to the church because they reckon they feel my father, they see my father's pictures, and it sends them into depression. And I tell them, how do you think I feel when I look in the mirror every morning?
Yeah.
Hands
I
out.
see him every single day, but
Yeah.
I gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing, and God gives you that push to keep on going. So the music, the Timothy Wright legacy of music, that'll never die. It'll never die. So and it's not just me, my brothers as well. They continue to push it. I'm at the forefront, but they're in there as well.
Right. And you
Doc,
guys,
you got the mantle.
he got it. He got it. And they all
What a lot of
all of them.
my bad, Trey.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
See, like, what a lot of people don't know about, when it comes to me, my career, Pastor Timothy Wright was like my, how would you call it? My musical grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
The person that, shaped me and molded me, I was my cousin. We used to call him Professor James Gibson. And Timothy Wright was his man.
Yeah.
And he was his straight mentor. He everything. And then the thing was, being there in Brooklyn, when my father, who was the local promoter for quartets, when he wanted to expand his show, he would always bring Pastor Wright in. So that's why I was like, I used to feel like I was a adopted Wright boy. And he used to know how to deal with me. He had patience with me.
Yes,
So
sir.
he used to work with me. If he know he wanted me to be there at 8, he would tell me that they meeting at 6:30. And then I was laughing the whole time when we did the recording because I saw Pastor David handling me the same way. And I was like, yo, he definitely got his father's spirit. He got the mantle. So I it was an honor. And I really do. I get tickled pink, and it can. I try to stay in a certain frame because, like Pastor David said, it could get emotional. Because you know what I'm saying, he broke me in. Even when the Lord blessed and took my ministry to another level, he was still breaking me in. I remember we did a concert. Matter of fact, Pastor David was there because he was playing the organ when we did that.
Were we in North Carolina, Elizabeth City?
Yeah, at the college.
At the college.
yo, Trey, let me tell you something, man. This was what's the word? Not Radio One. What's the other radio? The big radio, musical soul food.
Rejoice, Mr. Soul Food.
Yeah, musical choice. Hey, man, I was set up already. My band was set up. They were plugging up, getting ready to come up. He walked straight in the door. David was behind him. And the guy was trying to tell him, well, Chief Wonderboy Johnson is coming up, and then y'all gonna close it. Now, bad enough, this is when Jesus was at his height.
Yes.
He said, no, stop the show. Chief Wonderboy, that's my son. I'm coming up right now. Right now. And he gave a signal, and because my MD was from Brooklyn too, so he knew they just unplugged and went and sat down. We was dressed. He did. He went in there and killed that place. And then as he was walking by, whispered in my ear, "Not gonna do what I touch you, son. And meet me up at the Golden Corral."
Old school.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Timothy Wright, I can really speak from a deep place because I grew up on him. In my city, he was one of the biggest things here. But of course, besides the Bishop Walkers and James Halls, Bishop Timothy Wright, but he was the only one that will bring everybody together, and I remember that, and that's missing in this gospel world. Like, he's the last person that would have everybody in the building, and you was coming because Timothy Wright asked you. You was going to do it because he asked you to come. And that is a lost art here. How important is it for us? And that's one of the things I love about Montrae too. And he has an awesome project out, y'all.
Yes, he does.
Every song on Montrae's joint, get a good beat, make you move your feet, or you're going to dance. And I'm really proud of you, bro, for real, because Montrae is like the mayor of OKC for choirs. You know what I'm saying? when you talk about OKC, he is the standard. He is the standard there. And this brother is making such an impact. And I love it because, he had a lot of doubters, but now look, you know what I'm saying? Bro, can you encourage someone that may be watching? How important is it to never give up on your dream?
Man, it's so important. I don't know if Uncle Kevin is still on here or not, but
he's right here.
Many days, Uncle Kevin, B. Chase, Bishop Walker, man, Bishop Trotter, they sent me home a minute day crying, but they were, I realize now that they were giving me tough love, They were telling me this industry ain't no punk, you got to go hard to go home. And this industry eats you up, and I think that that's kind of where I am now. I'm grateful for those people that have taken time to mentor me, to shape me, to impart in me, to give me a platform, you know what I'm saying? Because it hasn't been easy. I tell people all the time, I didn't get to just work with a Kim Burrell or, do this and do that. It's been times, man, that it was rough. It was rough. It was real rough. But it goes to show you, man, that what you work on for so long, God will bless it, if it's his will. After you keep going, keep striving, keep working at it, you'll eventually get better. And that's with anything in life. So, that's pretty much that.
How do you handle the no's in your life, Josh Copeland?
Well, how do you handle the no's, man? You just handle it. For every no, just know that there is a yes. I think about the time when I was on Sunday Best. I was actually on season 2 of Sunday Best, and I made it to like the second or third round. And then they gave me my no. They sent me home. And, I was kind of done. I was kind of done with it. I took my no and I was kind of done with it. And then when it came back for season 9, my wife, she was real persistent about me doing it. She said, "No, baby, you got to do the show. You got to do it." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. You kick a man once, man, I'm good. I got my wife, I got my kids, I'm working, I'm good." But she was so persistent, like, "No, baby, you have to do this. The world needs to hear what God has and telling you." So I went on and did it. And man, to get the yes, to get on the show and then to become the finalist, man. It's like for every no, there is a yes.
That's right.
You just gotta stay persistent. You gotta be persistent. Stay on the grind. Stay. Don't take the no as the end, because that's not the end. So yeah.
That's good.
Don't take the no as the but persevere.
Yes, sir.
What is it that you absolutely need to have to any okay.
Now, is it me or is this everybody? Is everybody getting
No, he breaking up.
Josh is shady.
Oh, okay. I thought. Hey, I was like,
Josh is shady. He was like,
I'm struggling right now.
Pastor Wright's face. He's like,
Like,
bad signal over there.
Yeah, but with those no's, man, you can get 100 no's, but one yes.
one yes, man.
Way every no.
Yes,
Man.
sir.
That's all.
You-
all
you-
I really need is the right yes,
That's it.
and then make all the no's worth it.
Yeah. You'll forget about the no's when you get that right yes.
That one
Come
yes.
on.
Y'all are such Christian brothers. Oh Lord, yes.
Well, I was trying to get you to come in. Did you hear my question, huh?
No, I didn't hear. I'm just so blessed, surrounded by these Christian brothers. Oh Lord.
I can't.
So listen. The thing is, I was asking, what is a necessary, absolutely necessary ingredient you need to have inside of you in order to make it in this industry?
Patience and a reality check to be realistic. So if you're realistic with yourself, you'll understand, like Pastor David just said, you can get 10 no's, but all you waiting on is the right yes.
Powerful.
See, that's the difference with me. I'm not waiting on nobody's yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my own yes.
Okay. I like that.
Because
you Kevin Lemon.
when somebody gives you a yes, they feel like they have control and ownership of your product.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna create. You always tell us to, if you're not fit to be in a certain situation, you make your own lane.
That's true.
I'm going to make my own lane. I'm going to drive that lane until I present an opportunity for myself to create a yes.
Oh, I understand now, Kevin. So that's why when you sung the Open Up the Stellars with Bishop, you move over a little bit and let me get in the shot too, because you was making your own yes, right?
Oh God.
Sure was. As tired as I was on that stage doing all that movement.
Oh my God.
Yo,
You gonna see
but
me.
I'm gonna tell you.
You gonna see me.
Trey know how the thing is, but what's so funny, I don't know. I guess it is, the Lord definitely be leading you, Trey, on what people to get. Cause yeah, it was some people that, you know what I'm saying, we met that it was a brand new thing. But a lot of times, Doc, you be picking people, and real talk, man, we be brothers, we kicks it. And
That's
we
true.
mess with each other like that, behind the stage and stuff like that.
Speaking of real brothers, here come my real brother. Finally, he makes it.
You know
Where he
what?
coming from, Disneyland?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
right.
From Disneyland?
I was gonna ask you, were y'all related?
Shut up,
Hey,
Keith.
Kevin.
I was gonna ask you, were you related?
Yeah, that's my brother.
He's in
Wow.
Disneyland.
Yeah, that's my brother.
What's up,
Charles
man?
Perry.
Listen, I'm here. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, fam?
Man, finally. It's been a long day, fellas. Been one of those
Look
days.
at wait. Come back with How you move that? Is that a Picasso behind you, Charlie?
No, this
Always.
is the Ella Fitzgerald behind me.
See what I mean?
That's Ella, one of my
See what
favorite
I mean?
singers on the planet.
People going
See
crazy.
what I mean?
But speaking of that, um, I love what you said, Kevin Lemons. That is, you know, you're not waiting on a yes. You're gonna create your own yes. And we spoke. Tyler Perry spoke about that too. You know, they wouldn't give him a seat at the table, so they had to create his own table. Well, let me go back and elaborate more. They did give him a seat, but they wanted him to do things the way they wanted him to do
Wanted him to
things.
do.
They wanted
Right.
to control him.
Right.
Yeah. And so he said, no, 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 no. I'm going to go over here and do this and look at what he has today. Sometimes it's the things that we think we need that keeps us from
Mm,
getting where we need to be.
That's
You
good.
Wow.
don't
Wow.
need who you think you need sometimes.
True.
All
so
you
true.
need
Yeah.
is a made up mind, some resources, and some connections,
True.
and you can get to where you got to go. But you got to be willing to go through it no matter what. Now, how important is it to have patience in this game, Charlie?
Man, it's the seed of success. Being able to wait your turn. Patience is everything, man. It helps to really, to me, there's no real true success without patience, man. Waiting your turn and being okay with watching others win while they're in their season, man. I've learned to celebrate others while they're in their winning season. But while I was patient, I was also learning that part. Learning, so patience is definitely key, bro. You can't do nothing without it. You can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be successful in any arena without patience. It's key.
That's key. And he, one of my, like I said, we give everybody their flowers on this show. My brother is one of my biggest inspirations because I've sat there and watched him go around singing from church to church and church doing this without no
Mhm.
pay, without no pay.
Yeah,
Let's add that part. Without no pay, because everybody want to get paid now.
it's
But
true.
I watched him do it without no pay and
And we were still
watch it
excited too. We was
and was
excited
excited
to do
about
it
it.
because it was a
And was
part of the
excited about it.
process.
But we watched it
Exactly.
play off in the long run. To do
Hmm.
We Love Disney, to be featured on that project, to work
Hmm.
with Jeff Glowboom, to be signed by David Foster, and I'm like, wow, that's what all of that was for. How
Hmm.
important is the before things that gets us where we are today? Anybody could jump in.
Well, back in those terms, back in those days or whatever, there was a term that was used that just said, "Put your time in."
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Payday, payday is coming at the wild.
It is coming up the wild. Yes, sir.
What we're lacking today, or the young people, this new age generation, they don't have patience, like you said, and two, they don't want to wait their turn. They don't want to put the time into just because you learn how to do a Kimber Rail run in 2 seconds, you're ready for the world. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Understanding that you have to go through all of that, and it's not a process of you going through so that you can get the pay. It's going through
right.
to actually get the proper experience to know how to handle things as you progress.
That's true. Wow. Wow. Say
Because
that again.
Well,
let's just be honest. If all of us, let's say I started at the age of 17. I don't know what age you all started at in ministry or whatever, but it probably was young just like me. If we would have gotten the success that we have now back then, we would be broke. Come on, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We would have killed ourselves in singing because we don't know how to preserve, how to pace yourself. We didn't know do any of those things. You know what I'm saying? But it took us a time to get that because we had to learn and understand what it is for this and that. You know what I'm saying? So that we can all come together and do what we do. But
Man, that's good. Man, Trey.
oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. I sound like an old man.
No,
No,
you
you don't.
good,
Go
man.
ahead, David. Right, jump on in there.
But I think one of the key elements to really making it is the humility of having a home church. Because nothing will humble you more than your home church.
Yes, sir, Doc.
It's true. That's true.
And people really didn't realize, I don't know, one of my father's biggest hits, it didn't just come in the 90s and the 2000s. He did Who's on the Lord's Side in 1988.
That's true.
And that song is still selling today. We still get paid for that today. But after my father would go wherever he was going, singing that on the top of the charts, he was coming back, getting on the organ at Washington Temple, playing for Bishop F.D. Washington.
Yes, he was.
Then teaching rehearsal on Thursday nights, and then prayer meeting on Friday nights, because he was still an elder in the church. So that humility will persevere you. That will ready you for this industry. Your home church will keep you grounded. And a lot of these artists today, they don't have a pastor. They don't have a home church.
That's good, bro.
I believe we even went to your church, Copeland. I think my dad preached for down in Salisbury.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And they Copeland, and I believe it's his brother, they operating in the home church.
Right.
So your home church is going to ready you for the industry.
Sure will.
And that's very important. A lot of these artists, you know, they'll leave a church and go join another church just so they can have somewhere to rehearse at for free.
You're talking. But let's go a step further, bro. Let's go a step further, big bro. Very important that we understand that these solo artists that are trying to skyrocket the industry, you got to get your training in the choir. It starts in the choir.
We all came from a choir.
Correct.
I know I did.
You gotta believe it.
I did.
And the choir in the church or the motherboards are your best audience because they are going to tell you the truth.
The truth.
You suck, you suck. I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? And I see this every day. I see it every day, and I know y'all do too. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot, and I want the young people, the new generation, I want them to express themselves. I want them to be great. I really do. I really have a heart for them. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be great, but I want you to go through the channels to make sure that you are able to sustain your greatness.
But guess what? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's not enough just because you do cute runs.
Right.
Or you got to say appeals to every audience or a shape that appeals to the new generation. You got to have something in you.
That's real.
Trey, let me show you how things all come together. Now, we've had this conversation before, right? Remember how we had that conversation about the gatekeepers? We need the new gatekeepers to step up.
Yeah.
That's where you go. You know, Pastor Wright was one of the gatekeepers. And you had to go. And then remember we had, it was like a new artist, like comment in and was asking like crazy questions because they wanted like microwave. And remember I gave them that, the scenario of nobody comes out of nowhere overnight and successful like that. Now I'm into relationships. If you look at this panel, what's the common denominator? Everybody came through somebody else. I can go down the line. So like I said, I remember the first time I met Trey. He let me know instantly. See, he's like, you might not know me, but I know you know my godmother. And he was serious about it. My godmother was too funny, true things. So I always remember it. Of course, Charlie went through everybody, including Charlie sung quartet with me for about.
You better believe it. I was an original, man.
You don't know that.
Tell it.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. And what people didn't know,
know,
and y'all know my mind, it goes sometimes. I didn't realize that, you know, Josh was the same dude that I was calling throat. Because I remember him seeing him I gave him that nickname. I don't know if you remember that, Josh, when you were singing with Charles Butt. And we did that, the concert for the station with Hassan and them at.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like,
that's crazy.
and years later, I'm like, oh, that's the same guy.
Uncle Keith,
You know
your
what I'm
memory
saying?
good, man.
Right. I'm telling you, that's why I be trying to tell the young artists, nobody just came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
They say it takes 20 years to become an overnight success.
Yes, you gotta pay your dues and
Pay your
get that
dues, man.
teaching. You gotta get that teaching. That's
So
what I'm
true.
saying. A lot of that stuff, because I wanted it overnight. I was a spoiled kid. I was getting mad. So, because I'm like, okay, I'm not understanding. My godfather was the manager of the Mighty Clouds of Joy. And like I said, to me, Pastor Timothy Wright was my musical grandfather. So I got mad. I remember, and I told you my story. I was from the days when there was 100 record labels. And I got rejected by everyone.
Wow.
They told me, oh no, everyone. And guess what? I even went to Pastor Wright. I was like, listen, I ain't throwing no names. I know you helped that person right there. I said, you need to, do that for me. And he was like, nah, I see something different in you. So just like you said, when the right yes came, my first concert, we was in way down there in Louisiana. And he walked in the door and he said, what you doing here? I said, you ain't hear my new single? That's my first single. And guess what? It became a signature for me on High Behind the Mountain. Guess who I got that from? Timothy Wright. I would go out in the audience. I'm like, I need, wherever city we at, we in Potato, wherever we at, I think I need somebody here to come up here and show me how y'all sing if y'all got some singers. I started getting known everywhere for that. But guess who I got it from? Timothy Wright. Right. That's how we was talking about that, Trey. Every artist, you gotta come through somebody.
Wow.
So true.
That's not a lie.
So true.
And those that think they can skip steps, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Popularity and process is two different things.
Sure is.
That white smoke, Jay-Z calls it. You could be hot for a second. Maybe hot for a few
And
years.
fizzle.
Right.
And fizzle.
But after a few years, after 10, 15 years, we're gonna see who's still standing around here.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what we see to prove that theory and what you said? How we see it every day?
Yeah.
Let's look at the BET Award.
Yeah.
Look at hip hop.
Charlie, did we just have this talk?
Look at the Grammys.
Mediocrity.
Those award shows, with the exception of the Stellars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Stellars, gospel community only hovers around gospel community of the what is now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Let's talk about that. What do we feel about
in the same cycle of the same people, as if that's all that gospel has to offer. And I'm not saying that's because those people that are still working are absolutely amazing. They are great. But there is a generation, as Keith was talking about, the gatekeepers have to be in a place to where they are not selfishly or unknowingly selfishly holding the gate for other people to come about.
Got to. It's a must. For one, you gotta have a balance. The new artist, you know what I'm saying, has to know you must serve. They don't understand the power that comes from serving.
Right.
You must serve under somebody, put that time in, and your blessing will come. It might not come when you think it's gonna come. It's gonna come. But then when you transition, it's that you have to be that secure in yourself that you have to be able to boost and help make, quote unquote, the star of tomorrow. That's why and I'm not just singing praises because he up here. I've always talked about this. That's why I would say it was. I'm talking about in the whole industry. It wasn't too many others out there that had a whistle like Pastor Wright. Like you just said, when he blew his whistle, everybody came.
Everybody came.
That night,
Yeah.
I felt I was so excited. I was about to jump out of my mind when we did that recording. Cause I was like, I saw everybody come through the door and leave a title at the door.
Yeah.
Leave a title at the door. And dude, I was doing a Tyler Perry sponsored play at the time.
Wow.
I don't think he did it just for me, but that Monday night that we did the recording, that's the only night I had open.
Wow.
And then I saw at that time, I looked over there where Pastor Reitman was at. The musicians pit was ridiculous.
It was 35 musicians over there.
Oh, that was my first time meeting them. And Natural was sitting up in there like he was just regular like everybody else.
To this day, there's no artist so far that can pull together people like that. To this day.
It's true.
That was his anointing. That was his anointing. He had that anointing to pull the best of the best in one room.
To rally the people.
And I don't know what his bill was at the end of the night, but Jesus.
I can tell it.
People like that, Pastor Wright. Even if there was a bill or whatever, you didn't mind giving your services to someone like him. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he has done. Treated people, and all of that good stuff. You didn't mind. Like it was nothing for me. I had a group, have a group, but I was a member of Citadel of Hope. Superintendent Nathan. It was nothing for me to play drums on a Sunday night.
Come on, man.
It was nothing for me to get in the choir and sing tenor on the last row. It was nothing for me to stand over there and be security on Sunday night or his armor bearer. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a heart to serve, and when you have a heart to serve, you would know how to serve them.
Oh, that's right. And be a tither. How many tithers we have on here?
Watch
Hallelujah.
yourself.
Watch
yourself.
I pay my
He's
tithe.
rebuked the devour.
Tithe is right.
That's And Trevone,
we
you
need more
remember
sessions like this.
if we didn't pay tithes, we couldn't be in leadership.
This is
It's
true.
a new day.
No, sir.
It's a new day. You had nothing to talk about and you didn't pay tithes. Dr. Barn taught us that, Bishop Williams, Pastor Wright. And speaking of Pastor Wright, what I loved about those guys, they were so respected. And something Keith said, Pastor Wright wasn't intimidated by nobody's anointing. He knew who he was. And today, what I see, as far as the gatekeepers, some of these guys are so intimidated by these up and coming guys because they see how good they are. But my thing is, if you secure in your gift, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter who's going up behind you. My thing is, the older ones, we should be embracing these young people coming up behind us, man, because they're looking directly up to the Keiths and David Rice. They're looking up to us. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, we're not shunning them. We got to welcome this generation in. And it just pains me, man, because when I look at the industry, it is such a major separation right now. It's a major separation. You know what I mean? But when you know who you are, you can flow effectively in your gift. You can flow effectively in your gift. Back in the days, we would get on the bill with Timothy Wright. It'll be worship and praise, the institutional radio choir, Bishop Nathaniel Townsley, the Wonderboys. It'll be 70 groups on one program, y'all. Y'all remember? And you only paid $20. And then you went in the back of Grace and got you a fried chicken sandwich.
Oh, and then nobody make no chicken sandwich like this.
And back then, it'll be 70 of us, and we was happy to do it because, man, not only was it an amazing concert, but it was an amazing move of God. the anointing, the lives that was changed. You know, I missed that day, man. We went to a program and we saw people come in one way and leave transformed. Those were the days. Programs ain't the same no more.
No, they're not.
Man, we would go. David would be in there sitting in church for 50 hours, and we get out at 6 a.m. and eat breakfast. Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
We're not doing that.
Charles, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Can you teach a bootleg preacher how to sing?
Oh man, listen, man, listen. Who the bootleg preacher? Man, listen. As dope as you are, as dope, you don't need no lessons.
Listen,
man,
I need to
please.
I got to learn how to reach my high. You know,
We're gonna talk about that right after, bro. I got you. I promise you. I got you. I got you. But yo, I think this is so dope. Little brother, I always commend you. All of these incredible artists, Montrae, all of you guys, Josh, Keith, David, Kevin, you guys, I'm just a supporting fan of everybody here. I think this is amazing. I think this is incredible. And forums like this, man, it shows us that we can work together.
Yeah.
And we don't listen, y'all, it's enough money for everybody. Amen. I don't understand. It's enough money for everybody to get it. But I've learned, y'all, the secret. My godmother said, Rubenstein McClure, he'll bless your neighbor and then turn around and bless you too. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with supporting folks and being happy. I love this tonight. This is Black excellence. I'm loving this.
Yo, and speaking of that, you're entitled to do what you want on your social media, you know. However, it takes nothing from us to share a story, to post somebody, and just spread love. I'm very conscious of that, especially with working in radio. I'm very conscious of it. And I know Montrae, man. I see Montrae jamming out to people's music like it's his. You know what I mean? Like I do the same thing.
That's how it's supposed to be.
You know, we need more of that. And I always say this. You know, there's no reason that we should have any stuck up. It shouldn't be as stuck up as it is sometimes in this industry, where this is the industry where there is the least amount of money being made. We should all be a lot more nicer and a lot more.
Agree.
Because it ain't that many millionaires of us, unfortunately. You know, hopefully we'll get there one day. But you know, how important is that to make sure we keep the right attitude, fellas?
Yeah.
I mean, all
it's
of you
very
guys,
important.
My age group is very important. You know what I'm saying? Because I get a lot of the arrogance from my age group, from my young people. You know, and it's kind of embarrassing because it's like, yo, you just getting started. You know,
right?
I know literally arrogant. You know. And I'm saying that from a standpoint, my age group, we're all just getting started. You may have one album that's cool or a decent record, you know, we get the big head and we think, you know, everybody owes us something. We got a rider from here to California that a promoter's not going to fulfill from you because you're just getting started.
True.
Yeah. Now, you know, to me, that next generation, boy, they love to throw them names, boy. So I started reversing it on them. I'd be like, okay, who you say your godfather or God, especially that one.
Yeah.
Your godfather, your godmother. Okay. And I ask them, what do that person say about you? That name you just thought, what did they say about you? That's why I say, to me, Trey is one of the small out of the small percentile that he told me a name that I would recognize, but it was actually true. You know? And the thing is, I'm commend him because that was my first time actually sitting there and working, and so be it. And he got extra kudos. And you got to know, when is your time, Trey? Is your time. Right. I'm gonna say you impressed because you were still serving. Everybody can't do that.
Exactly.
If you would have closed your eyes that night, you would have thought New G was in the building. That's how well you and your crew, you know, was rocking with Ricky Dillon. A lot of choirs can't do that, man.
No, sure can.
Mhm. Not today.
So when is your time? Don't let nobody trust me. When is your time? When the Lord said now,
Yes,
I
sir.
said, you got to be humble and,
That's right.
and you got to be realistic.
Speaking of which, one of our brothers is on, Kenny Lewis. We love you, man. Thank you for the love.
Kenny.
The
Yeah.
fly guy.
Oh,
He be on here with us.
Undefeated. Boom,
He
boom.
got y'all. Little plug right here. Go do yourself a favor. Go download Kenny. Do you have to download the album? Just go to Spotify or iTunes and listen to the whole project. Kenny Lewis project is just
Incredible.
phenomenal. Also, Kevin Lemons has a project out as well.
Incredible.
Oh, you're
Phenomenal.
good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
My favorite part is right
Incredible.
when it gets to the end and that beat drop like that. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
That beat. Yes,
I wish I was
sir.
going to choir. That's when I miss my choir days right there. I said, "Oh, this."
right.
I was show. Yo, Uncle Kev, I'll show y'all what to do on that part if I was in the choir. I'll show y'all.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
you need to show them.
Nah, they be dancing, man. Montrae,
Hey, man.
T.
Listen, I was gonna
David
tell
Wright
you
got a
too.
single out. His choir
Come
members
on up in
posted it
here.
in here. Shout out to the choir members, David Wright. They in here. They said, "No, David Wright, miracles."
I was just getting ready to say, Ghost, listen. I was going to say, I know you already know that, but his record is so good. Like I bumped
It
it
is. I love that
yesterday,
song.
and all this week, I downloaded
Dope.
this week and I shared it, and it's been thriving all this week, for real, for real.
Dope.
I love that song.
Thank you all, man. The CD
All
is
right.
out. The whole project is out.
Oh,
Yes,
dope.
the whole project. Come on in here.
But
Go
you
listen.
know, he's a
Montrae.
right. He's a right. So he's solid regardless. He's a right.
Listen to that. And shameless plug. At midnight, my new single will be out. All right, all right.
Come on up in here.
Speaking of fun, energetic, young, inspirational
Yes,
song, it's
sir.
all right, all right. And we getting ready to shoot the music video to it. So, oh my God, it's gonna be phenomenal. But midnight tonight, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, go download it, go listen. But anyway, yo, shout out to everybody on Facebook. I see all the comments now. You're down, they commenting and commenting and commenting. I see you. Hey, what's up? Love you guys. We got some radio people on here. So all of these people that we just named that got singles out. CJ, I see you. Please make sure you play. If I gotta send you their song myself, I'll send it. Y'all just send it to me. But y'all all know CJ. He's out in
CJ Harris.
yes, he's in Florida, right?
Mhm.
Text where you at. See, that's my guy. Big station out there. Got to make sure his, your music gets rotation on there. And all of you guys, I see you on the charts because I have to be on them I have to look on them every so often. So everybody is rising, man. I just love that, man. Everybody in the room is doing something, man. I love that. I like how important is that for you guys to have people connected to you that are like-minded and going somewhere.
For sure. My dad said half of the time, it wasn't that he was so overprotective of me, because he used to always check my atmosphere, check who I'm hanging out with, who my friends are. Because you have some people that are born leaders. They're gonna do what they want to do. Then you got some people that are followers. Then you got some people that's in the middle. So they atmosphere sometimes determine that, they altitude. So it's about who you hang out with.
True.
So you gotta hang out with people that got the same type of mind as you do.
Got to.
Better. And I was trying to ask a question. We kind of diverted from it, but I want to go back to it. And I'm gonna say this, and how do we feel about the state and shape that gospel music is in today? Anybody could jump on that.
How do we feel what now?
What do you feel about the state and shape that gospel music is in today? Do you feel like gospel music is in good hands? He want to answer that carefully. I see. Okay.
I think it's on the borderline. I answer it.
Borderline.
I'm gonna tell
like
you
that, Keith. Borderline.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
All right, Brandy, borderline.
I just took a notice that basically this is a choir room, but choirs and quartets have a lot of similarities. Mainstream radio both tried to, shut both of us down, right? So now you have these, both genres have these talents that's waiting on next. So now it's the established ones, it's their responsibility to be like, you know what? I had my day. I still want to stay relevant and where I'm at, but it's my job to pull the next generation along. You know what I'm saying? I can't. That's why I give Harvey Watkins and the Cantons, the Wayans brothers, I give them the utmost respect. So, because I saw them personally move to the side that, and make room for a new artist such as myself. So I saw them personally reject certain offers just so they know them people's gonna call the next person. And the next person is me. So if you was me, so you look at, in the Choir Nation, you got, it's a bunch of, you can name now every basically region that I've been to, you can name the choir that's like that got next.
But here's the thing with that.
Huh?
Here's the thing with that. I'm playing devil's advocate. When I say next is calling the next generation. It is definitely calling for the new and the upcoming and things of that nature. But what happens when the next generation is not ready to answer the call?
Well, that's when you have your line of sinkers. Them be the ones that go up like a flame. But you seen how flames come down?
Yeah. Because, and I say,
I'm seeing the fight.
Can't put all of the demand or the stress on the before to bring the next generation up when the next generation doesn't want to listen.
True.
That been my sermon the whole time. With they said, I tell them, you know what's the problem with this generation? I said, if you saying you want to be like me, I said one thing I did when the OGs talk to me.
Yeah,
I listen. I listen.
So true.
And that's the thing.
I'll say this. I'm gonna let you talk. I'll say this, but you got to watch who's talking to you, and there's nothing wrong with getting advice from those who mean you well, as opposed to some that may be trying to dim your light.
Been there, been through that.
But okay, let's flip that.
I can speak for me.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. But if a drunk man or a drug addict comes and tells you something that is full of wisdom, or to stand there and listen to him, or are we going to size him up because of what he is now?
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter in what form or packaging that it comes. If it's something that can benefit you, you have to understand and realize or take heed that this is something that can help me.
But let's just be realistic though. Kev, they out there. So now you know what you do. So I know you done ran up a smart mouth. Man, Kev, you don't need to flow with no heads, man. You better than heads, man. You better than him. I know you're at Montrae. You ain't gotta do that, man. You ain't gotta be humble enough. You the best choir out there. Oh man, Josh, you don't need to do that, man. You sing better than all of them. I know. I tell you, just like what Trey said, I done had him tell me. And like I said, I just been respectful. I didn't listen to everything they said. Now I was from the East Coast. I had him tell me, I'm from New York. I always represented New York. I had him tell me, you from the East Coast. You need to stick with the East Coast. We gonna do this East Coast tour and bump them dudes from Mississippi. Now, that's when common sense came in. I said, I know I'm a quartet singer. And all the guys that's killing the game is from Mississippi. So if they want to be my friend, okay, how you doing? I'm gonna be your friend. I was like, I my daddy.
Even in that vein, I would still say listen to everybody, even those that say stupid stuff. That way you know what not to do.
Exactly.
Because some people got a story, man. I ain't do. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that because they didn't do that and they didn't do that and they never went anywhere. So I'm gonna take that and do the exact opposite of what you just said. Right. Because you got to. Some folks are gonna tell you stuff what to do. Do it your way. Do it this way. Do it my way. Look at their fruits.
I was just saying that, Pastor. You are so right, man. What burns me up, what burns my gears, and we men, we talking. I hate for people to sit up and act like what they've done has just gotten them all so far, and this, that they're on top of the world, and you have no record of anything that you've done.
Right.
You have no catalog. You have no success behind to say what you've done. But you want to tell me what to do.
That's a problem.
So that's another way of checking.
Major problem.
Checking your people that are talking to you, giving you advice. You got to check their history.
So true.
That's true.
I'm going to forever listen to Hez. I'm going to forever listen to John P. Key. I'm going to forever listen to Kirk Franklin. I'm going to forever listen. You know what I'm saying? Donald Lawrence. I'm going to forever listen to them. I'm going to sit at their table and find what they did and glean from it and take it to the.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. You can learn from those who have already been there. You can learn even more. You can learn even more so. And like Montrae, he behind Larry Trotter. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody, like Keith Wonderboy was saying, we all came through somebody.
Sure enough.
Anybody who tells you
some is somebody.
Well, that's fact. But anybody that tell you they got to the top on their own, they're a doggone lie.
Plain old lie.
Nobody.
Hey, Trey, I need you to help me because I'll be forgetting stuff. Now I just got 2 sayings, and I get this from the OG. So I made this into a T-shirt. I need to get my other one. They say you hustle till your haters ask you when you're hiring.
I like that one.
But now this is my favorite one. Just like what Pastor Wright say, this is what I tell the young up and coming ones. If you want to learn how to be a good plumber, you don't go and ask a dentist.
That's true.
You go and ask a good plumber how to be a good plumber.
Exactly.
And I'm going to say this: Keith Wonderboy Johnson is a legend.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Y'all see those plaques behind him? Those are just the nominations, but he also have Stellas too. Quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying?
Go get that Stella.
Quite a few of them. He got quite a few. He's a legend in this industry, and even he has went through the drought of feeling unappreciated and disrespected. So who are anybody else to think that you're not going to go? Jesus himself went through it. Why do we think everybody's going to love us? Why do we think everybody's supposed to appreciate our music? They don't. They not. They never will. So get over that and focus on the people who's focused on you. Like her say, focus on me. Focus on the people who's focused on you. Can you focus?
Can you focus?
Trey, I just got blessed because I do my best to try to, respond and work with the next generation. But I did get blessed like this last week by the young generation. Somebody told me, you got to realize when you're beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
So them tight, I'm done. I'm done talking to them. I'm going back to the old. You do you. I'ma do me, and we'll see. We'll see 10 years from now.
We want to be the Mona Lisa, still standing after 30, after 100 years. That's what you want to be, man. You want to
Exactly.
be and remembered. And with that being said, as we come to the end of the night, man, like I said, anytime I get on here with my brothers, and ain't this amazing? No matter which set we have, we can just talk like this, man. Even though Josh and Montrae,
Sure enough.
they act a little shy, but we know they.
Be on an open a bigger platform. This needs to be open for us to come together.
That's true. It wouldn't be. You what you said? What you were saying, Kev?
I said we need to do this on a wider scale. Like maybe we can get Larry Reed. You know.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be on.
No. But like to put us in a ballroom or something where we all can just talk freely and just just really dive in. You know what I'm saying?
God. That'd be a lot. We could do that though.
I don't know.
X out the messy part. X out the messiness. I don't know about all that part, man.
Especially this crew that Trey be putting together. Because we had a man that he helped wrote that song. Try Jesus, don't try me, because I throw hands.
Jabari Johnson.
Yeah.
He be on with us in his mouth. Jesus, we love you, Jabari, but
that
his
boy
mouth
is a fool.
lethal.
That boy is a fool.
Jabari's a fool. He talk about somebody who don't care. He really don't care. But you gotta love him.
We had like James and Lonnie Hunter, all of them in the room. That would make it worse. See, now I blame a lot of these young dudes. I blame people like Montrae. Trey at his event had on a nice Gucci outfit, had them pants on and stuff. But now you got dudes out there. Trey is built for that. He's supposed to wear stuff like that. Now you got some dudes that are not using good common sense. They bigger than me and Kev, but they trying to wear Trey's outfit.
Oh no, they can't do that.
That's not your lane. Not your lane. Don't do that.
Moving forward, what are some things we would love to see in the industry? And I mean, the change starts with us. Whatever you want to see, you gotta be that. What are some things we would love to see happen in our community, our gospel community, that is?
Better strategy, divine strategies. I think if you could invest in your music, you could invest in the marketing. That's what I see. I see a lot of great albums, little bro, but some of this marketing it's not intriguing. And when you're competing with the world, we've got to think. This, to me, this is a major season of divine strategy. You cannot invest in a whole album and not in your marketing and not in your promotion. These days, people are not just going to go. Listen, let's face it. Years ago, they would go to the store, purchase your whole album. Now they go on to Spotify, and if they don't like your first two songs, they done. And they moving on. So I think divine strategies, man. I'm looking at these cats like the Kanye Wests, who just packed out a room with 70,000 people. And one day, the strategies that some of these guys are using, and I know we say, he's crazy, but listen, that brother's genius. What he just did, we have to come up in our strategy. And my thing is this: if you could invest in your product, you could invest in that marketing and invest in that promotion. That's what I want to see: divine strategy and marketing.
I agree, and I'll say this: I tell people all the time, there's no sense in spending thousands of dollars in the studio if no one is going to hear you.
Thank you. Exactly.
And And if you say
Exactly.
just the church is hearing us, then it's almost like that you want to just you want to reach more than just that. So you got to be strategic in your marketing and how you go about making these movements. I totally concur. Anyone else?
Hmm.
I think they got to keep doing what you call cross marketing and not afraid. You do have some artists that can. All they need is the opportunity. They can minister to
That's
anybody.
it.
You
That's
give
it.
them the mic and the opportunity, they gonna come through. So we need that. So like right now, when it comes to that, they have to realize like stuff like the Stellar Awards, the Grammys, they are not a ministry. They are not in it for
That's true,
ministry.
bro.
This is the music business. So all they doing is presenting what we appear to make relevant. So we need that. We need the how Tamala Man and she openly made a statement about quartets, and we got some singing quartets, and that's what she did. Her new single, she went and got some quartet singers.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Snoop. Snoop put that's big for gospel. For Snoop to do a gospel album,
Major.
same thing. Same
Major.
thing for Kanye. We need to be showing them love.
I agree.
True.
Look what Kirk Franklin just did with Little Baby. I love that.
Exactly.
We crossing over. We make it. And on his song, I thought the song at first when I heard We Win, I thought it was just like a feeling on the album. It is actually the song that they used and played in the actual movie. It's like
Oh wow.
major. And I love that concept. Everybody, I get it. There's different budget, there's a different level, there's a different machine. That's the mindset and the thing.
Is that my system or is that Trey?
Wait a minute. Did Trayvon just freeze, or am I like just
Okay, yeah,
seeing
that's
things?
that.
He just froze.
Trey,
Okay,
you
he just froze.
cut your
He
power off, cut your power amp off, and then turn it back on.
I'm here.
Trayvon, change your batteries. Change your batteries.
Y'all can't hear me?
Plug your
No, you
PV
just
power amp
froze.
up.
All right, but y'all can hear what I'm saying right now, though, right?
You using a
You gotta
Casio power amp?
stop using Trayvon, stop using your cricket phone. Stop using your cricket
I
phone
don't have
and
no
go back to
cricket phone.
AT&T.
Y'all don't see me?
No, you freezing, bro.
Oh
Bro,
my
you
God.
freezing.
It's probably because my doggone thing is like, come on. We've been on here for 18 hours. But anyway, do y'all hear
You
me now,
using
though?
that custom?
We hear you.
You got a Casio phone, Trey?
Oh, snap. Okay. Oh,
He
keep
got a
you on. You
flip
got
phone,
jokes,
Keith.
huh? You
He got
got
a flip
jokes, huh?
phone.
Oh my God. It's probably the area.
Now
Y'all see me
See, I'm good. I'm venturing at it now. My first two shows, y'all roasted me, dog.
now? Oh man,
I
that
ain't,
photo was terrible.
yeah.
Terrible. Do y'all see me better and hear me better now?
We do.
Trey, that first show, I was on here. Y'all see me? Y'all see
Yeah.
me?
I can't. Montrae, what are some things you want to see?
Man, I say more unity, more relationship. My age group, more mentorship, getting guidance, they're people that have come before us, that have been successful at whatever it is that you do. Get some guidance, get some mentorship. And that's pretty much it, man. More relationship.
Josh, how you feeling, man?
Wow.
What do you
He
feel
took the
about
same.
it?
He took the words out of my mouth. Real talk. Just more relationship. And understanding that we have the same thing in common. So just more relationships. I can only say more relationships. Platforms like this, like my man was saying, this is so good. This is so good. That you don't see this often. So
You don't.
to have people that's in the industry that we will come together and then just wrap it up like we're doing now. Create the bond, create that fellas bond. So it's like, yeah, more relationships.
I love that. Pastor David Wright, what are some things you want to see?
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback right off of that, man. More relationship, more friendships in the industry, because back in the days, like my pops.
I'm sorry, David. Real relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I like.
real
like
relationship. Because you give me your number, and I text you, and I got an issue. Now you don't answer your text, or you don't respond. So
Right.
real relationship.
Real friendships, man.
Real friendship. Yeah.
Don't call me
grew up-
Doc or bruh. Don't. I know it's coming when you call me Doc. But hey, Doc, we gonna work together, Doc.
And I never hear from you.
Because I grew up seeing that, man. Like James Moore and my pops and Douglas Miller, they were like real friends, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
So us developing even things like this tonight, what we're developing, things like this is good going forward. So it's not so much separation. And when there's a lot of separation, there's a lot of competition. When there's real relationship, it's fellowship.
You're not lying. That's good. That's really good. And like I said, I love this this brotherhood. I'm not freezing now, am I?
No,
I
you
can't
good.
see that.
You good.
Let me
See, I'm
see.
good now, Keith. I'm good now. So, like I said, these platforms, my brother tell you,
Is that shirt green or black?
Shut up,
it's bunch of
Keith.
green.
I can't stand this boy. Yeah,
What is wrong with
I
this dude?
I
It is
can't stand this
Hunter
boy, y'all.
Green. You got a your canary yellow t-shirt.
All those guys, I'm telling you, that's why I'm like this. Because when I was having some serious issues, and it ain't no shame in my game, dude. I had got so frustrated in the industry, life, period. Next thing you know, I was in the serious stage of depression. And that's how that's when I found out who my real true brothers were. Because the ones that bumped into me and saw me walking with my head down, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And they would say that. Now, one thing I can say, one of the reasons I'm up here, when I was at that stage, it was a restaurant I was holding on for dear life, and I used to bump into Trey maybe every other
Daddy Great.
Daddy Great.
And he'd be like, I came here to get, the same spirit. What's up, big bro? Blah, 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 blah. You ain't saying, what you saying? I'm like, yo, man, okay. But that's why we got to be with those relationships. What you saying, man? I value that, Doc. I value the relationships. Knowing Charlie, 35
we
years.
go back in this, Keith.
Knowing
Keith,
Trey,
don't tell it. Don't tell it, Keith.
Don't tell it all.
Come on up there, 35 plus, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing Kev for a minute. I one of the main things, and I thought I was an unofficial Wright brother. So I value these relationships, man.
Yeah, it's important. When Dave come back, I wanted to say something to him too, before we got off because I wanted to say it public. Oh, there you go, Dave. I want to say this, man. Before we got into our church building, there's not an event I wanted to do that if I asked Dave to have his church, he would say no. Well, I said, yo, Dave, I want to do before I can finish the word. What you need? Come on in here, Dave. Dave, I think we just want to have a golf tournament. What time? I'm gonna see if we having service. All right, here you go. You got it. Whatever. Thank you. I want to say this man is amazing, man. Always opening up his church,
yes, he is.
to everybody and do things that people don't do here in the city. Opening up his office and everything to us. And this dude has always been real and always celebrated me. Before any song got on radio, always invited me, always had me over. And I want to say I love you, man, for that. Thank you so much. This latest event he didn't include me on it, but it's okay. I'll be in Charleston again. Like I said, I'll be in Charleston, South Carolina, but I love you anyway. But
brother gonna hold it down for you, bro.
But thank God my brother will be there, bro. So Montrae is gonna represent for me. Thank God.
Every brother gonna hold it for you.
Yeah, he gonna hold it down for me. Hold it down for me, Montrae. But anyway,
I'm gonna be getting all that right love, man. I'm excited about it. I've been telling everybody, man. I'm going to
right over there. They're gonna get you some chicken sandwiches too. I'm telling
You
you. They're
better
gonna
get that chicken.
I'm waiting for it.
To
Don't
get that
play.
chicken.
they're
Get you
gonna treat it
10
right over
fried
there,
We
chicken
are,
Josh.
we are
sandwiches
known for the best fried chicken sandwiches.
in the
Joshua,
world.
in Brooklyn,
Nobody beats Grace
if you
Tavern
want a
in the
chicken
world.
sandwich, you don't go to Popeyes.
I
You go to
kid
Grace
you not.
Tabernacle.
You go to Grace Tabernacle.
But
Everybody
our
been telling
chicken,
me
we
about the
The
renovated
banana
best
chicken
pudding.
fried
right now.
chicken in the planet comes from Grace Tabernacle.
wow.
I kid you not. I got a G up for anybody that want to bet me. The best fried chicken you ever had in your life.
It's a fact. And Lady Wright could cook too. I'm gonna tell y'all. She's
I
no,
heard that she got a mean banana pudding.
she's no joke.
That banana pudding is nothing to play with.
Look,
My
they
sister
already
no
gave
joke.
me the word of what I need to get. Now, when you go, you need to tell her you want some chicken and you want some banana pudding. I'm like,
Tell her
We're
you want
gonna
the
have
banana
chicken.
pudding
Our
cake.
chicken is being renovated, but we're gonna have some banana pudding and stuff.
Come on.
Tell her you
Okay.
want the banana
Yes,
pudding
sir.
cake, Montrae.
man,
yo,
Yo,
with that.
you know, one of the first R&B gigs I ever did,
Uh-huh.
might have been 20 years old, 21, was for Charlie Perry.
You know what?
Wow. That's crazy.
You, Cito,
Yes.
Dwayne, I will
We
never
talk about
forget.
22
Listen, let me
22
tell
years
y'all
ago,
something.
man.
And Pastor played for my first. We had a concert. I think we were at Club Caviar, and these boys looked out for their brothers. So big shout out to the right boys who have always held my family down.
Years ago.
Tell them.
And
And listen, and they went easy. They went easy on the price, y'all. I had them in rehearsals for a week, and they had to do the live event. Seriously, big shout outs to the right family, man. Trevone, they support us. And they go backward on Deborah. So seriously,
there's so much history there. That's family.
Much
history.
Yes, it is. Much history.
Yes, Edwin Wright. That's another big program director. I'm gonna stop in your studio this time. I will be in Charleston, South Carolina this weekend. Yes, I was gonna text you as soon as I got off the air too. That's crazy. He's on here. So Edwin Wright, make sure y'all get your music to him if y'all ain't got it to him already. But I know y'all don't need y'all probably, he's already playing y'all because I already see Joshua climbing up the charts, Montrae.
Dope.
Listen, y'all don't need the plug-in. Y'all already got the plug. But Edwin Wright, yes, I will be in Charleston. Please shout out your social medias and where they can follow you before we close out.
On Instagram, you can follow me at Pastor DW3, PASTORDW3. And that's Twitter too, all the same thing.
Montrae.
Yep, you can follow me on Instagram under Montrae Tisdale, Facebook Montrae Tisdale. If you type in Montreal Tisdale, you ain't gonna find me. You gotta type in Montrae Tisdale. Snappy Chappy, all that, just Montrae Tisdale.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Josh.
You can find me on Instagram. I am Josh Copeland. Facebook, Josh Copeland. Twitter, I am Josh Copeland. And TikTok, I am Josh Copeland.
All right, now I got to get up on my TikTok game. I haven't been doing
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah, we gotta get up. Yo, I gotta step up on this TikTok stuff, y'all. I'm so behind. But seriously, at the Charles Perry on Instagram and Charles Perry Music on Facebook.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I my power amp cut off. Instagram at Keith Wonderboy Johnson. Twitter is at Keith Wonderboy J. Facebook is at Keith Wonderboy Johnson. I would also just like to let you know I got it. My CD is dropping in October, and also I'm on the first single with Pastor David Wright in the New York Fellowship Choir, and we got a video. And I think Pastor, is the video public yet?
Say it again.
Is the video public yet?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we need y'all to look at this video because I had me a good suit on, and that was the last.
Yes,
I was barely squeezing in that suit. I can't.
Oh God.
Josh, that pandemic got me, dog.
Yeah.
Pandemic, blame it on the pandemic, all right.
I know. Hey, I know how you feel, Doc.
Oh God. I'm back to eating right now that I'm back in New York. But I'll be eating some good Southern food over the weekend. But yeah. Anyway, y'all got yo, Keith, you told them your social media?
Yeah, Instagram. You know I need some help on Instagram. Follow me.
I got you.
Somebody to follow me on Instagram at Keith Wonderboy John. You know, help me out.
I got you. And everywhere, social media, Trevone Perry _ Instagram, Trevone Perry Facebook, Trevone, Trevone Perry Twitter. New single coming out at midnight. Midnight. All right. I need all your helps. Please go repost and all that good stuff. I love y'all.
You still ain't send me the single too. You gotta send it to me.
Yes, I'm gonna send it to you. I sent it to your main man over there. I'm gonna send it to you too. To the same email address that I sent this to, the link to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Send it to me.
as soon as we hang up, that's what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And until next time, please remember to live in purpose, on purpose, for the purpose God has on your life. We love you. Until next month, Strength Talk. Love you guys.
Peace, y'all.
Let's hang y'all fellas. Love